Hey folks, welcome back to the channel. On this episode, we're going to keep pressing with a 944. Last time, we took the rest of the suspension out, dropped it out. We got the Crown Victoria suspension down under here. So we have a pretty good idea of exactly how much we got to cut. So we'll go ahead, mark out where we're going to cut it out. That's going to give us a little more access to down below. And then we got to do a mock-up of what we need an adapter to look like for getting this suspension bolted to the frame here. So we'll go ahead and do that. Like I said, first thing, I'm gonna chop, cut this down. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna cut it. You see right here where the wheel well comes to the frame. So we're gonna crop it right here, straight across. Then we're gonna follow this pinch weld, and then same thing, come all the way up and around this edge. We're gonna leave the hat. I wanna leave it there in place and just bring it all the way around. One. So the next thing we're gonna do, we're gonna continue this arc right across here, and we got this bend in here, plus a flat portion. So we're gonna take and utilize this as our edge, bring it all the way back, right about here, where we have a termination of a bend. We'll bring it out and cut it out all the way. And then we're gonna take and just cut it flat to the rest of that. I should have done what I originally wanted to do and just take it and put it flat and come out from the edge. So now we've got to box this in. It's all right, no big deal. All right, so we're gonna go ahead, jack the suspension up in place. I think I have everything cleared now. The only thing that was left was our original engine mount. So we got that out of the way. So we can jack it up, set it level, see where everything sits, see how we need to space it all out, and then start working at mocking up our the shape of the damper plates. All right, so I'm seeing two things right now.
On the back side, on the corner pedestal for the motor mount, it is hitting the pan, but it's thick material, really thick material in that spot. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna notch it for the pan on both sides and get it lined up. It's just about an inch out from where it needs to be right now. So that should get us within spec. And then what we're gonna do is once we have this finalized exactly how far it needs to be, that's where we'll make our final cut on the frame rail. Because that way we know we don't need a frame rail any further than it is. So this corner right here, this is what we need to notch out. We need to notch it out about an inch down. So like I said, it's far enough away. There's enough thickness and material all the way across here. So even if we take and just crop it straight in, it's not going to be a big deal. It's not going to affect the structural ability for it to compress down for the engine. All right, let's go ahead and measure up what our brackets are going to be so we can make the model and then we can send it out to be manufactured. So right now we have 2.5 inches. So frame down is 2.5 inches. Back side's pretty much in line. So that's in line with where it needs to be. And the bottom is 12.25. It's kind of rough sketch, so I'll go ahead and make this up. We'll go ahead and 3D print one copy of it, make sure it fits, then reverse it for the other side, do a test fit, make sure it's all good, and then order these. So I was thinking a little bit more about this whole setup last night, and I have a little bit of a change of plans, not too much, but we're gonna have to do it in stages. So the first stage, we're gonna go ahead, this is gonna get cut down, and we're gonna get our little adapters made to mount this up. Next stage, after it's mounted up, and we can get rid of our engine support up here, we're actually gonna take and cut the old strut towers off, cut this flat, we're gonna box in this area right here, we're gonna do a bar that comes up and around and down to the front side up here. So that, what it's gonna let us do is it's gonna let us use the upper shackle mount, and we'll be able to bolt to the top of that as well as from the bottom. So it's gonna hold it more rigid and fixed in place. And then from here, the bar going down to right here, that's gonna keep it from flexing on the frame rails. So that's the game plan going forward. All right, so we went ahead, 3D printed us out a little adapter plate. That's just gonna fit up under here, like so. Sit on the mounting plates. It's gonna bolt up to the chassis with 2 holes right here. And we're gonna add a third pedestal down on this side. And that way we have load points on both sides. Then down on either end, down to the subframe, it's gonna mount down here and right here. So we'll go ahead, draw out a little hole because there's a little alignment pin in there. Stick the alignment pin in, bring it up, see how it fits, see if we need to make this a little taller or if it's good where it is. So we have it pretty much marked up right here where we need to put our hole. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna use our stepper bit and just kind of go in there until we got a hole big enough. finish it off with this 3/4 inch drill bit. Let's go ahead and give this a test fit. So, what do we need to do? We need to add about 1/4 inch on this forward edge to come out a little more. And then we need to add, I want to say 1/2 inch to the height right here. So we'll go ahead and do that. All right, folks. So I went ahead, I got online, and I got some quotes on what it would take to make this to get it CNC'd. Let's say it's more than I'm going to spend. So, next course of action, I went ahead and just ordered some tubing for the front end, and I went ahead and ordered a 3x3 square pipe, and we're just gonna cut it down where it's 2 inches at the top, and then leave it 3 inches on the bottom side. And then we're gonna put some horizontal supports, probably just 3 of them, and that'll be plenty strong enough for holding the subframe mounted on there. So that's the path we're gonna go down. As soon as we get that in, we'll get it cut, installed, put the subframe up, bolted in place, and then we can worry about trimming off the rest of the front end and start building out our crash bar. And then after we also got the front end built out and the subframe up, we can finish up the motor mounts, get rid of the engine supports right here, and then cut off the rest of this and do a drop bar. So that's gonna be it for this one. See you all on the next episode, and thanks for watching.